Today, I'm going to show you how to make rich, creamy homemade butter using just heavy cream and my KitchenAid mixer. It's easier than you think, and as a bonus, you get fresh buttermilk too. Let's get started. Start by pouring heavy cream into a bowl of your stand mixer. I'm using the entire carton, but you can scale this up or down depending on how much butter you want. I'm using the whisk attachment to help incorporate air to speed things up. Now I'm turning the mixer to medium high to let it run fast. At first, it'll look like whipping cream. Then it'll start to separate. You'll notice the texture changing dramatically. First thick and fluffy, then grainy, and finally you'll see bright yellow butter forming and a liquid pooling at the bottom. That liquid is buttermilk. We're saving that too. Once it's fully separated, I pour the buttermilk and set it aside. I'm using wide mouth mason jars for storage. It keeps well in the fridge and is great for baking later. I also put on a pair of kitchen safe gloves throughout this entire process. It just makes cleanup easier and prevents butter from sticking to my hands. Then I gently squeeze the butter to squeeze out any remaining buttermilk. Now we rinse the butter to help it last longer. I place an ice water bath and knead it gently, just like dough. You'll want to repeat this step a few times with fresh water until the water runs clear. Removing all the leftover buttermilk helps keep the butter stay fresh for days longer. Once the butter is fully washed and chilled, I press out the final bits of water. I'm adding just a pinch of salt here to bring out the flavor, which makes it taste much more like real old fashioned butter. Then I press it into my butter bell, which keeps it soft and spreadable at room temperature. Now, time for the best part. I slice into a loaf of my homemade sourdough and I spread on that fresh, creamy butter. Honestly, it really doesn't get better than this. Just two ingredients and a little mixing, and you've made something that tastes completely different than anything store bought. And sometimes I will add a little bit of Meldon salt on top. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've ever made homemade butter or plan to try it. Don't forget to like and subscribe.